She's in for a house full of family and friends. So showing us simple ways to host our holiday guests like a pro is celebrity designer extraordinaire, the pro himself, Mr. Vern Yip. Welcome back, Vern.
Thank you.
Great to have you here.
So nice to see you. Well, this is the time of the year, right? If you don't have guests any other time of the year, you're going to have guests this time of the year. You're going to have dinner guests, and then you're also potentially going to have house guests, people who are going to overnight and stay in a bedroom.
That's true.
And definitely use a bathroom.
All right, so how do we prepare for all these people who will be visiting our home?
Well, the first thing is maintenance, okay? Let's talk about the bedroom first. Sheets. Now, this is applicable even if you don't have guests.
Okay.
Sheets should be laundered every 4 to 5 uses.
Okay.
So if you're using them on a daily use, you need to launder them every 4 to 5 uses because we have dust mites that are invisible to our eye, and they actually produce waste in our bed. In fact, we produce so many skin cells that end up in our sheets, we can feed over 1.5 million dust mites each day.
Oh my goodness, and if you're allergic like me, I'm itching right now, yikes.
Yeah, and you don't want that for you, and you don't want it for your guests.
So once a week, wash your sheets, standard.
4 to 5 daily uses.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, the towels.
The towels. So bath towels need to be washed every 3 days for hygiene purposes, because when towels get wet, they attract bacteria, mold, all that kind of stuff. And hand towels, specifically, every 2 consecutive uses.
Okay.
You know why?
Why? I'm scared
wanna
to find
know
out why. I hope it's not dust mites.
It's not, but it's potentially worse. If you wipe your face with the same hand towel that you clean your hands with, after 2 consecutive daily uses, there's more E. coli on your face than if you dumped your entire head in the toilet. So you want to make sure that it's clean for you and your guests.
Well, that explains this enormous pimple on my cheek. Oh my gosh, Vern, I can't tell you how many times I've done that.
I know, nobody wants that for themselves or their guests, right?
So, what, 2 days you said?
After 2 consecutive uses, 2 days of consecutive use.
I'm going home, I'm washing everything as soon as I get there. Now, how do we know when it's time to start replacing these things? Because sometimes what ends up happening is they start to get a little tattered at the bottom. I'm like, well, that's fine.
Yeah, and if you're having house guests, the last thing you want to do is use the stuff that you're done using yourself and then moving into the guest room. You want your guest room to be plush and luxurious. You want them to have a great time. Think about being a guest at somebody else's home and what you would actually want for yourself. So sheets typically need to be replaced every 2 years or so if they're being used on a daily basis. If they're a great pair of sheets and you don't have house guests that often, that may actually go longer. Towels about every 2 years, or when they lose their absorbency if they're being used on a daily basis. Okay, so you want to make sure that you're spending somewhere between $175 to $200 on replacement costs when it comes to things like your bathroom, and about $125 to $150 when it comes to your bedroom, and that's replacing sheets and pillows and things like that. Pillows, by the way, should be replaced every 2 years.
Oh my goodness, Vern,
I know.
you were changing my life right now.
I know, you don't want those lumpy pillows. And when it comes to your bathroom, the liner, how often do you think that needs to be replaced?
Oh, God, every year, 6 months.
Oh, right?
Am I right?
I want to be a guest at your house.
Oh,
yes,
good.
Every 6 months to a year, because with frequent use, because it gets wet.
That's right.
Right?
And that can get moldy.
And that gets moldy.
Sure. All right.
Absolutely.
So what are some ways, some easy, quick ways, not too expensive either, where we can sort of zhuzh it up and maximize the holiday spirit in our home for these guests?
Yeah, because they're going to come in, they're going to use your bathroom potentially, right? Even if they're not staying overnight with you. And you want that holiday spirit infused easily. So a shower curtain is a great way to go because you get a lot of bang for your buck. I love this one. Anyone who's a fan of dogs, who doesn't love a dog in a sweater,
That's
right?
very sweet. And I love the idea of the shower curtains. A lot of my friends have been doing that for years, where their bathroom is very holiday, even if the rest of the house isn't necessarily.
Yeah, it's so easy to change. You don't need to bring a contractor into the home. Lotion dispensers, another great way. And then this is really important. So I designed this to sit on top of a toilet tank, a typical toilet tank, and this is where you have your extra toilet paper. You don't want your guest having to come to you and say, I am out of toilet paper. So what's so great about this is that it houses 2 large rolls, and then when you have dinner guests, you can flip the lid over and then put the disposable hand towels. Nobody wants to use a wet, normal towel. So have the disposable ones, and it saves on space.
Well, we've just found out that the wet towels also collect bacteria, so you definitely want to use those. That's a game changer. I love that because I always have extra toilet paper for everyone, but if it's just out, for everyone to see. I mean,
Yeah.
it's 2-ply. It's good toilet paper.
I know, but who decided that toilet paper needs to be seen? Nobody. Nobody wants to see that.
Now let's talk about the meal, because we spend a lot of time around the dinner table at these during the holidays.
Yes, this is the time of the year. If you're not going to cram people at your table, you're going to try and cram them over the holidays, right?
This is true.
And so one of the first things to think about is seating. You want your seating to be 24 inches from center to center or more. 24 inches is the minimum, because when it's closer than 24 inches, people can't use their utensils.
Right,
So
okay.
that's the first rule when it comes to laying out your table. And then instead of having these big giant candlesticks, consider having a little votive instead at everybody's placemat, because it kind of distributes the candlelight around the table.
It's
it glistens,
beautiful.
right? And then, of course, having placemats and
A runner, which
such
is
a great
so
way.
beautiful. I love these placemats.
Thank
with the little
you.
drummer boy, and this is
This is after the song, you know, the 12 Days of Christmas, right? So you have your dancing ladies, your partridge in a pear tree, you have all of that integrated, and it's so easy to do. Instead of having a giant tablecloth that's patterned, many people don't want to make that investment.
That's
Just
right.
throw down a runner and you get that color instantly.
and more bang for your buck. Vern,
Exactly.
Thank you so much. This is all so beautiful. Thank you always for bringing so much great information to us. And you all keep an eye out for Vern's line, Vern Yip by SKL Home. And for more at-home tips, you can pick up a copy of his book, Vacation at Home, wherever books are sold. I have it, and it's a good one.